Welcome, Radiant Warriors. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, Radiant Warriors that are in the interwebs. So tonight's class, the theming of the class is about inner strength, core inner strength, and not just in the sense that we think about like abdominal muscles and building core strength in that way, but the core and the heart of your energetic body. And so the practices that we do tonight have that intention at the root of them. And I'm saying root in a very intentional way, because we're going to focus over the next week and probably over the next 2 weeks, because it will be a couple weeks before I see you again, on clearing that root chakra, your Muladhara chakra, the very base of your spinal column. And when you leave tonight, when you exit, make sure you grab your information sheets, your self-study sheets, your little charts, but you don't have to have them in front of you today. So we're going to do a couple of add-ons with our practice tonight to just bring awareness into that root chakra and to do a really special kriya, introducing the act of grounding and then drawing the energy up. So you might have noticed that that is the overarching process of Kundalini Yoga, this beautiful energetic shift of taking energy that is low and that lower frequency and vibration and just continuing to draw it up, opening up the gates and creating this beautiful balance in the energetic body, and also balance within the elements that exist in the body. So some of you might be familiar with traditional Chinese medicine and meridians and the elements that exist inside us, earth and air and fire and water and metal. And those elements are incorporated throughout a lot of Kundalini practices and a lot of chakra practices. So tonight our focus is really on earth. So thinking about the grounding and the stability and the safety that we find when we are truly at peace with who we are, who and what we really are. So I'd love to just take a moment and offer you all the opportunity to mention if there's anything that has shifted for you in the last week. If you were incorporating any of these breathing practices into your day-to-day, if you were practicing any of the specific breath practices or Satnam or anything like that, I would love to just hear about it. And those of you on the interwebs can type.
I've been adding more breathing.
More breathing.
More breathing exercises. A lot of Sufi grind.
A lot of Sufi grind. Beautiful.
I'm playing the
Om Namo.
Yeah, throughout the whole day in my office, and I'm definitely feeling it. But I'm noticing that the people who come in my office stay longer and also feel it. I mean, just you can tell their body changes and how they talk.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I don't have it on too loud, so it's not like going outside, but yeah, it's so soothing and makes such a difference in how I'm responding to things.
Great. Great. We're going to add a song to your repertoire tonight. So, not in lieu of Om Namo, but on top of Om Namo. So you can choose when you're doing your daily practice, or if you're having a moment over the holidays where you're like, oh, I need just like 7 minutes to myself. It's a 7-minute song and practice, and Om Namo is about 10 if you're using that version. So it's nice to use those little time stamps and frames to know when you are just looking for that drop-in and that quick way to be present with yourself and what's going on for you, particularly through the hustle of the next couple weeks and the holidays, and just being out of the normal routine of what we do. You know, that's what I notice more and more as my kids get older, at least, is that the holidays aren't as crazy, but it's still not the typical day-to-day routine. I'm not getting up and going to do my thing, and schedules get thrown off, and that has its own impact. So be aware of all of that, and certainly tap into any of these practices as they become part of your toolbox, because that's really what this is all about. You know, when we use Kundalini Yoga to shift our energy in order to change our life, and part of your homework, home fun, home study, whatever you want to call it, this week is realizing that what is going on in our inner landscape mirrors and has an impact on what's going on in the outer landscape. So in Kundalini Yoga philosophy, if there is a blockage, a stressor, just an area of tension energetically in your body, the outside world will meet that and attempt to help you have opportunities to work through it. So if you notice that like communication is something that's really hard for you, time and time again in the outside world, you will be given these beautiful opportunities to test if you have broken through some of that stagnation or you know, the sticky traffic that might be going on in that particular chakra. And until we move it, the opportunities will still be there. So that's why and how we're able to use Kundalini Yoga to change our energy and then actually change our lives and the way that we experience them out in the real world. So pay close attention to that, especially with work, holiday parties, and longer hours maybe, or being around family, extended family in particular, and notice ways that you can test all of this. Come in. Notice ways that you can test this, and notice any feedback that you are getting from people, because I have no doubt that the people that love you and are the closest to you will start to say, what are you doing? Something is a little bit different. You seem different in some way. And they might not have words beyond that, but certainly there could be the possibility that they will even reflect to you, you seem radiant. You seem more alive. You seem full of joy. You seem more at ease with who you are and being in the world as a human. So pay attention to both ends of the spectrum of feedback that you're getting through this process. It's really fun to witness that and to not take any of it too seriously, right? So we'll start tonight by tuning in, and I'm going to demonstrate that again, and I'll demonstrate it again the week that we come back, just to bridge that gap in between. And then probably after that, we'll just tune in together, because you all are used to what that sounds like and are familiar with it. So the demonstration won't be as necessary, but I like for people to continue to hear the cadence over and over again until you get comfortable. And I do honor that singing out loud can be a source of vulnerability for people, so we want you to be as comfortable as possible with doing that. So we'll bring hands to heart center, close the eyes, start to notice the breathing. And I'll chant first once, and then we'll all do it together in order to tune in and to begin class. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. So let's all take a deep breath together and let it all out. And a half breath in to tune in. Om Beautifully done. Thank you. So let's start with that Sufi grind. Go ahead and put your hands on your knees. And make your way into those beautiful spinal circles. Whatever they look like today. One direction for quite a while. They can be small or big. Starting to stir up the energy in your body. Rotating around, connecting the breath to the movement. Third eye gaze. Start to connect to the breath and notice the energy at the root of your body, the root of your spine. Maybe even start to contract, to lock up the root bandha, mula bandha, and change direction. Survival energy. Well, nice and slow, start to come back to center. Your shoulders, your hips, your knees. Draw that root lock up and in and contract it. Notice what that's like. Feel that root lock, like you're stopping yourself from going to the bathroom. is how long you can contract that root lock before it naturally wants to let go. And now incorporate the Uddiyana Bandha, the belly button or diaphragm lock. Draw your navel in. Hold that lock. And you hold it in the in-breath and the out-breath. Beautiful. Let all of that go. And make your way into your tabletop pose. Hands and knees. And make sure you take care of those knees. You need a blanket underneath your knees. Anything else that can help you feel a little bit more cozy in the pose. Plant those hands down, and it might be that your wrists would like something underneath them as well. So just notice that. And if you have a lot of tenderness in the wrists, come down on your forearms and find some grounding in the elbows. So that's another option for you. So there will be yogi's choice, as always, in this pose. You can choose to move through the inhale, exhale, spinal flexion here in the cat-cows. Or you can incorporate the leg. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. So we'll start with one leg, right leg, up and back. If you're choosing the leg, we'll start to breathe with the movement. Inhale up, exhale, bring your knee to your chest, or your knee to your elbow. Now focus on the exhale, yogis. The inhale will come. Your body wants to breathe. I'm gonna walk around with tissues for anybody that needs them. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Really pressing into all 10 fingertips so that you're not dumping weight into your wrists. Close your eyes, third eye gaze. Third eye gaze. In, out. Beautiful breathing. Gorgeous breathing. Just be in that breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Still on that right leg. If you're choosing the leg option, and you can always opt out and come back into just the spinal movement. Do what feels good to you. And release that knee back down. Let's counter stretch the wrists, shake them out, maybe come back into your child's pose for a moment, and we'll switch sides. This is a quick recovery time. We'll go into a longer child's pose after the left side. Okay. So set yourself back up, hands stacked under, elbows, shoulders, left leg up and back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale.
Can't you see?
Build the heat, yogis. Feel the warmth rising. Beautiful. And when you have had enough and you need to take a break, listen to that. This is your practice. You can push through if it feels good to push through. And you can always opt out of the leg. Just move into the cat-cows. It's a perfect pose with just the cat-cows.
No beginning.
Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale.
Oh, there is no way.
Breathe.
You came nowhere to get me at ease.
One more inhale. Bring it all down. Knees come out, big toes touch. Child's pose. Palms together in prayer pose. Up over your head. So just elevate those hands a little bit. So it's a bit of a tricep stretch. Take the pressure off the wrists. Beautiful.
It isn't dark.
Notice.
Round of nothing.
Relax. Let it go.
Return to nothing. Return to nothing. In the realm of nothing.
Come into rock pose or thunderbolt pose, whatever you know it as, up on your knees. And again, build the foundation of this pose for yourself. Do you need a bolster in between your legs? You need to sit up on something underneath your hamstrings or your tailbone. Take care of your little parts. Open those shoulders up, wrapping them back, sending them away from your ears. Beautiful. Hands plant on your thighs, and we'll move into that spinal flex. Okay, so we inhale, chest forward, exhale to round. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale.
Return to nothing. Return to nothing. In the realm of nothing.
Third eye gaze. Notice that root lock.
I listen. Can't be heard. I read. Can't be grasped. I know. Can't be seen.
And you lock that root. Can you draw the belly button up and in? Beautiful. Send your chest forward. Lead with the heart. Open through your collarbone, your clavicle. What does radiance feel like in your body? doing a beautiful job. Keep that focus. Notice where the stories rise up in your mind about the practice, about the breath, about sensation. Use those abdominal muscles to draw that energy up. One more deep inhale. Hold the breath. Suspend. Lock the bandhas. Draw the navel in. Exhale it all out. Suspend the exhale. Lock the bandhas. Root lock. Uddiyana Bandha, belly button lock. Breathe. Close your eyes and just be with the sensation. If you want to change position, you're more than welcome to change position. Turn your palms up. Noticing any sensation there. Started to stir the energy up the Shishimna Nadi channel, drawing it into the higher chakras. In the child's pose and in the cat-cows, we were once again encouraging that lower chakra dwelling energy to come up, to rise a little higher into even the sacral chakra, pausing it with it there, sitting with it there. And in the spinal flexion, we further shifted that energy from that third chakra, the second and third chakra, up into the heart with each inhale, inviting it in, right? Opening up through the clavicles, sending the energy up into the heart space. It's like you're bowing to scoop it up and stretching forward to bask in that energy. So beautiful. So now that we have the energy up and lifted, we'll come into that cross-legged, easy seat, Sukhasana. You can find your little perch throne to sit up on a bolster or block if that's comfortable and stable. And as we move into that twisting motion of the spine, we're awakening our intuition, awakening that deep intuition. And I have a lot of really favorite Yogi Bhajan quotes because when I read his quotes, they make me giggle every time. His clarity, his frankness, and then there's that like language translation that goes on as well. It's pretty amazing. And Yogi Bhajan says that women, being a woman, is being in the highest incarnation of being human. So I just obviously love that. That sounds great. We are just at the peak of evolution here. And what I know about the women in my life is that their intuition is crystalline. It's just so clear. It's so beautiful. So we use this twisting motion, the inhale left, exhale right, to tap into that deeper intuition. With every single twist, we're creating more and more balance within the lightness and the darkness in our bodies, the positivity, the negativity, whatever you want to call it, the masculine, the feminine, the yin, the yang. We're creating that balance, and from a balanced place, we can hear and see the truth. It is very apparent to us. So put those hands on your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Again, lift through your clavicles. Inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Uddiyana Bandha. Draw that lock up and in. Find the third eye gaze. Beautiful breath, yogis. Push the breath out. Sometimes we meet a block or we think we can't do it any longer. What stops you from tapping into intuition? Is it fear? Is it self-doubt? Break through those blocks. Let them go. Use that abdominal strength. And come back to center. Take a deep breath in and hold the breath. Keep that chest lifted, elbows lifted, arms strong. Lock the bandhas, exhale. Suspend the out breath. Lock the bandhas. Draw your navel so close to your spine that it's like you're hollowing out your belly. Inhale. Release your hands. Allow your palms to come up on your knees. Relax. truth, being so authentically you. The perfect vibration and exactly what this world needs right now. Bring your palms down on those knees. We'll move into the alternate shoulder lifts here. Okay, so we inhale the left shoulder up, exhale the right shoulder up. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Thrust the air out. Moving the energy up the spinal channels. Move the energy up. Elevate, lift, become lighter. What if your shoulders just started to float in this rhythm? There was very little effort, or maybe just less effort. Lock the bandhas. Engage. Energize. Shift happens. Inhale, suspend the breath. Exhale, suspend the breath. Relax. Notice. Where do you feel sensation? Back into those shoulders. We'll inhale those shoulders up, exhale, release. Inhale up, exhale, release. In, out, in, out. out, in, out, in, out. Use those abdominal muscles. Remember, they're pumping that energy up, infusing each cell of your body with radiance and grace. Inhale, shrug those shoulders up nice and high, hold. Exhale, let them all go. Hold the exhale. Lock those bandhas. Imagine you're containing the energy, holding it in your container. Inhale. Relax. Breathe. Where is the sensation in your body?
You are the love of thousands. You are the love of thousands. Oh man, remember more each day.
Go ahead and lie all the way down. Find Shavasana.
Always be.
As we prep for stretch pose, do you need something underneath your sit bones?
Coursing through your veins.
Doesn't need to be very high, but just something to cushion the bonier parts on the floor.
In this very moment, I carry
Lying all the way down on your back. Remember, yogis, that you have that option to place your hands underneath your tailbone with your palms down. If stretch pose is hard on your low back, please take care of that. Notice the breath, allow your shoulders to release back. And in the stretch pose, and you'll have the option to just do leg lifts if stretch pose is just not really feeling like something that your body wants to do tonight, or if breath of fire is not part of your practice tonight because it's time for your moon cycle and you're just being really gentle and aware of that abdominal region of your body. So know that you can absolutely move into just alternating, lifting each leg with your breath one at a time. If you're choosing to come into stretch pose tonight, remember it is like a low boat. You're gonna lift your ankles, your shoulders, and your head off of the floor. If your hands are not behind your back, underneath that sacrum, you're gonna point at the toes and look at the toes. So your gaze, your drishti, is right at that big toe. Okay, so take a normal breath in and out. Take a half breath in, lift, and move into breath of fire for stretch pose. Find the stretch pose. Third eye gaze. You know, it is such an incredible gift that this is part of your journey. Being here, being on this path, the Dharmic path. Not everyone chooses this path. It's not always easy. We come up against these hurdles, these places where Our minds scream no. They scream. Maybe they're screaming now. Release all the way down. Breathe. Relax. Palms up toward the ceiling. Draw your knees in towards your chest, curling into a ball, maybe hugging them close, maybe tucking your fingers behind your knees. And for the next breath of fire practice, again, same rule applies. If breath of fire is part of your practice tonight, you will incorporate that into this curled up pose with knees into chest. And if breath of fire is not part of your practice tonight, you'll just hold those knees in. You can maybe rock side to side and notice your breathing. So it's yogi's choice there. Take a normal breath in and out. Half breath in, lift your chin, lift your shoulders, curl into a ball, breath of fire. Draw that navel up and in. Feel the energy in your third eye chakra on the crown of your head. Breathe it there. Beautiful job, yogis. You're so close. Release down, Shavasana. Presence yourself to your own truth. Being a radiant warrior means showing up with fierce grace, firmly grounded in your own truth and authenticity. And fully open to shifts and changes and growth and movement and flow. Your own and everyone else's. The light that is within you shines so brightly through your eyes, in your smile, out of your skin, that everyone around you wants to be in and experience that light. You inspire everyone you meet to find their own radiance, to follow their path to fierce grace and bliss. Draw your knees in towards your chest, and let's rock and roll. Rock your body forward, up into a seat. Rock your body back to full back on your shoulders. Rocking and rolling that spine on your mat, maybe even playing with being able to rock down one side and up the other. Just notice what that feels like. Balancing it all out. Noticing the shifts. Come all up to seated. I love that there's giggling happening. It's so great. It is funny. Why don't we do this all the time? Next time you are at whatever place you work, if you work at a place, ask people to do this during like a staff meeting. I think that would be a really great addition to all workplaces. Let's rock and roll on the floor before staff meeting. So come into your comfortable Sukhasana, cross-legged pose. We'll move into Radiance Charger. Okay, so draw those arms up into that 60 degrees, curling your fingertips into your palms, sending your thumbs out, those ego thumbs, right? Close your eyes, and you can breathe normally in this if you're not doing Breath of Fire tonight. Just a normal breath is beautiful, keeping those arms lifted. Take a deep breath in, normal breath in. Exhale it all out. Half breath in. Breath of Fire, Radiance Charger. Lift those arms up nice and high. Keep your elbows straight. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in, touch those thumbs, pause, hold the breath. Exhale, slowly, bring your arms all the way back down. Ease the breath. So the next practice that we are going to move into, the next Kriya, okay, Du hast. Du hast. Christopher and I were having an interesting text message back and forth about a really funny metal song called Du hast. So this Kriya is now going to make me laugh every time I think of that. So this is the hast Kriya, and it is in the papers that you'll take home with you tonight so that you can practice this. The purpose of this Kriya is grounding. So if there are moments over the next couple weeks where that root chakra is out of alignment or a little sticky, you can move into practicing hast Kriya. And it translates to earth, to heaven, and it's a very grounding practice. So as we chant together, and I'll play the music pretty loud, you will bring your fingertips, okay, so let's demonstrate that. We have to point your fingers, come all the way down onto the floor, touch the floor, and inhale them up to touch each other. And the words to the Kriya are Wahe Guru Sat Nam. So words that we have used before in the class, all right? And that's all you need to do for the entire song. And my suggestion is to not overthink it the first few times that you're doing it and just move your arms with the rhythm and the pace of the song. So it will start relatively slow and then it will get faster like chants love to do, and then it will ease off right at the end, okay? And you can sing, you can belt it out, you can choose to not sing at all, that's totally your choice. But it's a pretty simple chant, and you can just whisper the words also if you want to, or you can just listen and focus on thinking about getting those fingers to touch over your head, because it's harder than we think that it is. It's like this thing, right? All right. So you can keep your eyes open, or you can find the third eye gaze. Start with your pointer fingers down on the floor.
Satnam, Satnam Ji,
Satnam Ji.
Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji.
Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji. That's it. Those are all.
Satnam, Satnam Ji, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji. Satnam, 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 Satnam, Satnam Ji,
to your knees. So strong.
Oh, that was
And we'll bring it all down. You are totally welcome to just lie down and bask in the energy. Or you can stay seated and sing Om Namo. So you could lay down and sing Om Namo if you wanted to. So that's your choice.
Kindness of the heart, breath of life.
Bringing awareness into the room, into your fingers, into your toes. Slowly rolling onto one side and pausing for a breath. And then pressing your body up to Sukhasana, sweet pose. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight and giving me the gift of being your guide in this practice. The light that resides inside of me bows to, honors, and deeply loves the light that resides inside each one of you. Namaste, Sat Nam. Thank you all so much.